Hey everybody, and welcome to a new edition of the award-winning Talking About Cars, where everybody has a car story, from celebrities to car personalities to just people who bring their cars to cruise nights and car shows. I'm Randy Kerdoon, and this week we'll be joined by Anaheim Ducks skater and all-around car guy Ryan Getzlaf, right here at the Mecum Auctions in Anaheim, California. So let's start talking about cars. Nice, Ryan Getzlaf. We're in a really cool Porsche, and it's just for you. Look at that, the roll bar.
I like it.
Come on, we're talking about an athlete. This car is an athletic car.
It is, definitely. The stance, everything is beautiful in this thing.
And it's the way it corners, like all Porsches do. As far as these cars go, and you're kind of an exotic car guy too, what do you like about these?
Oh, I mean, I'm a big fan of the manual transmission. That's a big thing for me. It makes you feel like you're really driving the car. So I've had a few of these, and it's a beautiful car. It gets going really quick.
Yeah, it's really nice. And of course, I notice it has the security device, which is of course the fire extinguisher. You never know when you're going to need that.
That's true. Hopefully you never do.
Well,
it's good to look at.
Hopefully in this interview we won't need it at all.
Well, I'm hoping so. I don't know how crazy things get, but
we'll keep the fireworks at a minimum. You know, let's go back to when you were first growing up. Give me your first car moment, the car you remember the folks had when you were growing up.
I mean, we had a lot of cars, a lot of trucks. My grandparents are farmers, and my dad grew up farming, so we had a lot of trucks, a lot of Fords, and then we moved on from there. My first car was actually a Honda Civic. So
was it really?
Yeah, Civic CRX.
And back then, how hard was it to get in? You're a tall dude.
It was, but once you got in there, something about being in those cars that make you feel nice and cozy, and much like this one.
Yeah. When you grew up in Canada.
Yeah, in Saskatchewan. Yeah.
Now back there, back in the 50s and 60s, I know some of the Fords that they had back there, including the trucks, were actually labeled Mercuries, if I remember right. Does that ring a bell?
That's true, yeah. That's a little bit before my time, but...
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're aging me a little bit here, I get it. But,
yeah. Showing my own age. Well, that was the historical reference part of the show, so I think that's basically it. So enjoy that. I hope you had a good time with that.
That's
so
good.
You had pickup trucks. You got into a Honda. Was that the car you went to the prom in?
No, I actually had the pleasure of taking a Cadillac Escalade to that.
Where'd you get that?
My agent.
Okay. Back in high school?
Yeah, back in high school. It was just coming out of the draft, and I just signed with my agent and that kind of stuff. So he let me take it. It was a pretty big deal back home.
Nice timing. Yeah, I was going to say, how often do you see a Cadillac Escalade at your prom, especially back there?
Yeah, not in Saskatchewan. No, I don't think anybody ever seen one, so that was good. We have a visitor.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, what's up, bud?
Can I get a remote control car?
Well, you go ask your mom, okay? Because Dad's doing a TV show right now.
She said ask you.
You're on TV.
Wait.
Go see your mom.
That certainly works. No, that's a good
that's
one.
live TV.
That is
for
TV.
Sure.
That's what works out that way. So you had a chance, obviously, to upgrade. I mean, did you know the Canadian Football League players back there? I mean, granted, it's not like the NFL as far as the money they get, but did they have cool cars? Do you know that knowing some of the guys up there that played?
Some do. Some guys are doing pretty good. My brother actually plays in the CFL, so he's played the last 9 years. So
who's he playing for?
He plays for Edmonton now. He played in Saskatchewan for 8 years. So it was he had the pleasure of playing in our hometown. So I actually know a lot of those guys. So it's you see some cars in there for sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask a really stupid Canadian question. What's the difference between the Rough Riders and the Rough Riders? Because remember, they had
two teams. You're right. Well, one of them was on the east and one was in the west. That's about it.
As far as definition, though, they're sort of the same, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
I want to get it from a Canuck.
No, it's the same. I think it was just that the original team was in Ottawa, that they came up with that name, and they really, when they brought the team back to Ottawa, they really wanted to use that name, and they've since changed it now. So.
Oh, okay. And they're
Red Blacks now.
Red Blacks now.
Yeah.
And
so
what is
Saskatchewan got to stay in it.
And what is the Red Black?
It's something to do with...
I should know this.
I'm drawing a blank too, but it's something to do with lumberjacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they were good. Yeah, it's true. If you think of lumberjack jackets, the plaid, it's always red and black.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I'm a lumberjack.
It's close enough.
I'm a lumberjack, and I'm okay.
There you go.
That'll certainly work. So you moved ahead, and you got a chance to play. You got your deal in the NHL, drafted by the Ducks. When you came out here, were you into cars at that time, or did this something that kind of happen over time?
Well, it's progressed, obviously. More I've seen different cars and experienced different things. When I came out, though, I've always been a big car guy. I love cars. I was always going to... It's funny, when I first came out, I had a goal that I wanted a Dodge Viper really bad. And that was always my car that I really wanted ever since I was little. And then when I got here, my first car I ended up buying was a SL55 AMG.
Okay.
And I never thought Mercedes could make a car that would sound like that and drive like that. So it was kind of a different experience for me, but love that car.
Now, of course, you played with several guys on the Ducks who were car guys. Were they?
Yes.
Did they influence you at all as far as your love of cars?
I think so. I mean, me and Tamo sat beside each other for 8 years in the locker room, and he's a huge car enthusiast and has an enormous amount. So it was always fun to come and see what he was going to drive to the rink at one point.
Yeah, to get ready for the interview, I did a little research. I know, imagine that. Did a little research, and I came across pictures of Tamo's collection.
Yeah.
Now, Teemu Selanne, you know who he is, and I don't know if you knew what a big, huge car guy he is, and he kind of runs the gamut. He has a lot of American classics, he has some exotics in there, and he has this huge garage.
He does, yeah. He has a really big garage at home, and I think he carries around 12 cars at a time usually.
What's your favorite that he has?
You know what? He has an old Camaro that's pretty nice. That he doesn't bring it out that often. So when you see it, it's nice. It brings back old memories.
And so I understand you're going to be living somewhere near him. Are you going to tailor your house that you're building to what he did, especially the garage part?
Yeah, for sure. I'm in the process right now of building a new house, and I got a nice big garage designed right now.
How many cars in the garage?
Mine's going to be. I think we're going to be able to hold 8 to 12.
8 to 12? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So, what is in your garage right now?
In my garage right now, I have, what am I driving right now? I have a G-Wagon right now. We have an Escalade. And that's all I have at the moment. I just got rid of, I had McLaren at my house 2 weeks ago, and so it just depends. I mix them up a lot, dealing with CNC and stuff like that.
And let's talk about that. You're with CNC, tell me a little bit about the company, and of course, the benefit of the company is you have so many cars, you could drive whatever's on the lot.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's been an unbelievable experience for me. Clay and Fraser have been. Their whole family has run such a great kind of knit family organization there that they've kind of brought me in and taught me a lot about the business and about cars. And obviously, I get the experience of driving some pretty nice cars.
By the way, that's not me revving the engine. I just wanted to let you know that. It just that's not me at all doing that kind of thing. How did you get involved with CNC?
I met him actually through Tamo. Tamo knew him. The Clay and Fraser originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba. So Tamo's known them since he played back in Winnipeg, and he introduced me, and then from there I just kind of get involved and been more experienced in the car stuff and trying to learn.
Some of the car stories that you had growing up, I'm always interested in what has been your favorite car so far, and well, let's go with that. Your favorite car so far that you rode?
I had an Aston Martin DBS for a while that I loved. That was an incredible car. 458 Ferrari. It's probably my favorite sports car to drive. And then I had a Rolls-Royce Ghost that I had done up pretty nice.
How cool was that?
That was, I never should have got rid of that car. I love that thing, yeah.
Well, that's one of my questions. I always say, of all the cars you've had, what was the one car that you wish you could have back? I assume that was it.
Yeah, the Ghost for sure. That was, it was a fun car, and obviously it would be great for the family and stuff too. My kids loved it, and they loved more than anything just a button pushing in the back that closed the doors.
What was it about that car that you liked so much, though?
The ride in it is, I mean, when you're sitting in that car, obviously it's a Rolls Royce, so it's put together properly. And but when you're sitting in it and you're driving, it's feels like you're just floating on air.
That's really neat. And there's so many cars that you have ability to get. And what's number one on the Ryan Getzlaf I want that list? Because everybody has one. All car guys like yourself have one. It's always the one car you want, no matter what the price, and the one car you just want, even if it's beyond your price. Although in your situation, I don't think you have to deal with that.
Well, there's a couple beyond my price I've seen, but the one we actually just brought one in at CNC was the LaFerrari, and that's that car when it came in the shop. I was pretty excited, and I'm pretty excited to go and maybe drive it around. We'll see if Clay will let me.
I was going to say, so what's your usual way to kind of get him, sweet talk him to get him to let you drive one of the cars?
I usually try and approach it during the playoffs, because he doesn't like to alter things. He likes when I can drive a nice car to the playoff games.
More publicity, yeah.
More publicity, and he likes when I feel good going to the ring.
Exactly.
You know?
Do you have to like bring him his own favorite beer or something like that, some bribe or something?
I try
like
and
that?
send him something up to his suite for sure.
Perfect way to go.
Yeah.
So, is that your favorite car of all of them, or is there something else?
I think right now, yeah, that's the best thing about cars is there's always something new that comes out, or something old that shows up somewhere that it definitely my mind starts turning all different ways.
When you look at the cars that you've driven, the favorite ride that you've ever had, or maybe a ride that you didn't think would be all that great, but you got into it and it kind of surprised you.
You know what? The new McLaren that I drove was one of my favorites. You know, for that car, I had driven one in the past, and I thought the suspension and everything was a little bit tight, and it wasn't really a nice drive. But you know, and then I got in one I think 6 months ago now, and I drove it for 2.5 weeks, and it was beautiful. It was. I do a lot of time on the freeways where I live, so it's nice to be in one of those.
Okay, so there's you, there's Tamo, who's not with the team anymore, but Jonathan Bernier, the goalie, who is floating around here at the auction. Who has the best car collection that you know of, or the biggest car guys in hockey that you're aware of?
In hockey? Well, Tamo's definitely one of them. I think that, you know, he's the main one that I know. We haven't had a lot of. Sheldon Surrey used to be a big car guy that he came through our team. But outside our team, I'm not really sure about the other guys.
That's got to be hard, though. I mean, you've been lucky in the sense that you've been with the same team for your career. Guys like Bernier and a few other guys have had to kind of go from team to team, and it's hard to, lack of a better word, schlep your car collection with you. You know, does Bernier have the cars that he has, or if he has a bunch of cars in another city, are they here? What do you know about that?
He doesn't have them all here. No, he has a couple cars, and I know he has a '67 Shelby that he just is finishing, and it's not here right now either. So, you know, for those guys that have to move cars around and stuff, it's not quite as easy. Shipping 5 or 6 cars compared to 1 or 2.
I was going to say, I don't think U-Haul has like a car carrier.
They don't have one of those with them.
No, not at all.
No.
So that's really kind of cool. And of course, where do you see your car collection going? You said you had a couple of them already. You're obviously planning on building up more because you're going to build a 12-car garage. God bless you.
Yeah.
we all want to be Ryan Getzlaf in this car collection. Do you plan on obviously getting a few more?
Yeah, I'm planning on starting to pick things up as we go here. Obviously, I have a young family right now, so it makes it a little bit difficult when I'm trying to pick what to drive all the time. But as things progress here, and once the garage is done, I'll definitely be looking to pick a few up.
Is the wife a car person?
She loves cars. She's not really a car person, but she loves the ones I bring home. There's definitely no doubt about that. She jumps in them all the time.
You let her drive?
I do. She's pretty good with them, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she does pretty good. She hasn't brought any back. Cross her fingers right now that we're in too bad a shape. So,
has she ever brought anything back that, you know, she came up and said, honey, there is...
No, she just parks it in the driveway and puts the keys back. Waits till I ask her about it. There's only 2 of us that drive them, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not like you can say your son...
She can't blame it on our kids yet.
No. Can you imagine that, though? Someday you're going to have to actually let your kids drive one of your cars?
I am. I'm a little bit scared about that. But hopefully they can learn enough when they're young to appreciate them and take care of them when they're older.
You guys watch a lot of TV. You watch a lot of movies. When you think of cars in television shows, what's the one car that pops into your head?
The Shelby, I think. Gone in 60 Seconds was a big movie for me. And I saw that car. It really, I mean, the one car, obviously, that I remember all the time.
Can you imagine driving backwards like...
That'd be a nice touch. I don't know if I have that talent, and I don't know if I'm willing to try it.
Have you ever done that thing where you've gone to the like a Bon Bondurant school or something like that?
I went to the one track in Vegas. I got to drive Lamborghini Huracan, and that was
really.
Yeah, they let you put it through the paces too. It's pretty cool.
How great is that?
Get somebody with you, and you get to go. So it was fun.
And when you think of movies with cars in it, what do you think of? A car from a movie.
Car from a movie, the Bond movies, they always got cool cars. I've been, obviously, like I said, I had the Aston Martin DBS.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah.
When you're behind the wheel, do you feel like Bond, James Bond?
I pretend I am sometimes, yeah.
Oh, yeah? do you kind of sit up like this a little? How do you pretend, like, come on, how do you sit up? Do you like sit up a little bit?
You got to sit up nice, and then, but it's just nice. People look at that car a lot, especially when those movies were coming out. That was a pretty cool car to have.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Excellent job.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks to Ryan Getzlaf and the Anaheim Ducks for joining me right here at the Mecum Auctions here in Anaheim, California. And don't forget, you can follow us on social media. I'm Randy Kerdoon. Join me next time right here on Talking About Cars.